We are all ready to begin the interior lining portion of the Freddy 3-in-1 hobo bag. This video will be section 6 and it will be pages 29 through to 32. Now this is the back wall of my lining. I've already gone ahead and placed my zipper overlay on top. I followed the same instructions as I did on the exterior bag on pages 18 of the pattern. Now at this point I am going to add a corset ring over here to the side. This is optional for you, so if you choose not to do this, then you can just ignore these instructions and move forward. But what I am going to do is I'm going to put a corset ring on this zipper overlay. What I've done is I've come in a 1/2 inch from this exterior of the zipper overlay right here, and I've centered it within that zipper overlay. I've punched a hole already in preparation to add it. Now you can place your corset ring down here, over here, wherever you wish. I like mine over here. This is where the side that my bag will close on, so I want it close to that side for easy access. Now this is a corset ring. This is a set. So you have the corset ring itself, the male portion of the rivet, and the female portion of the rivet. These are available on my website at www.maggie55patterns.com, and they come in 4 different colors: silver, gold, antique brass, and black oxide. So what you want to do is take the male portion of the rivet and you are going to place it through the back of that hole that you have done, so that the metal part is protruding out. You're going to take your corset ring. There is a flat side and there's a bump side. The flat side is the side that goes down on top of that male portion. Then you're going to take the female portion of the rivet and you're going to place that on top of the male portion. So you're securing that within that corset ring within those 2 pieces. Now I am using again my metal plate and I'm going to set my rivet. This is a tool that I use. It's from Tandy Leather. I love it. I prefer to hand set all my rivets, but you may have a tool, a press that you want to use, but I basically use this because I can do everything by feel. So I've now set that rivet in place. So this concludes this part of the back wall. We're now going to go ahead, and I'm going to put this aside. We're now going to go ahead and I'm going to bring over the other portion, which is the front portion lining, and my pocket, my slip pocket, and the binding for my slip pocket. So I've gone ahead and I've prepared this already. What you need to do is you need to take your slip pocket lining. Now it is 12 inches wide by 11 inches high. You want to draw a line 1 inch in from and parallel to the 12-inch line on both sides. You need to fold over that side so that the edge is connected to that line. So you're basically finishing off those sides. You bring the wrong sides together and fold up that piece so that this is all finished and this part is raw. I'm going to move this out of the way so that you can see it better. This is the raw edge to the top and this is all sealed. Now what I do is I'll take some glue and I will apply a little bit of glue just at the very top of this pocket, and then I'll just push it down, because when I am placing the binding on there and I'm folding this over, I don't want it to split open. Give that a bit of a press. Now you're going to take, this is the binding, this is 1 inch wide, and I have drawn a line right through the middle all the way down the center, and it is 1/2 inch from this edge to the line and 1/2 inch from that edge to this line. Now I'm going to add a bead of glue. Again, depending on what you're using, if you're just using vinyl, you may find that double-sided tape closer to the edge will work well, or contact cement, whatever is the best option for you. I'm going to smooth that out. And then what I'm going to do is place this folded pocket down and align this top raw edge with that line I have drawn. Keep it fairly close to that line, if not a little bit back, because once you fold this over, it needs to, it's folding over on in bulk, so you want to make sure that these lines are the same. So I try to get it as close to, if not a hair below. Now I'm going to take some more glue. I'm going to go along the side, and I'm going to go along the edge. Now remember, this is leather, so it's easy to fold over when you apply glue. Again, smooth that out so it's nice and even. And I'm going to start at the center, and I'm going to fold that down. I am folding it down to approximately 1/2 inch, which is exactly the halfway point. And what I'm actually doing with this is I am encasing that raw edge of the top of the pocket between those pieces, so you're kind of making a binding. Squeeze this together, and now I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to clip off this side. Now be very careful when you're clipping, because you don't want to clip that folded edge. I do it to both sides. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to the machine, and I'm going to stitch approximately 1/4 inch up from this raw edge, or 1/4 inch down. It depends on where you want to stitch. You can do 2 stitches if you want a little bit more detail, but I'm basically going to secure that binding through to the other side. Now they should be even, but make sure that you come up at least 1/8 to 1/4 inch in your stitching to make sure that you catch that back side. So now I'll go to the machine and I'll do that stitching, and I'll come back and we'll place that pocket onto the front wall lining. Now I'm back from the machine after top stitching my binding to the raw edge of my pocket. I've back stitched on both ends. I've got this all set up for you to make it easy and quick. Now where you want to place your top of your pocket is 3.5 inches down from that top edge. As you can see, I've got 3.5 inches. You want to make sure that it is centered in on the lining portion. I take my metal plate and I place that on top before I pin it in place. That way everything stays straight and stable. I've gone ahead and placed 3 pins on my pocket. Now you can do whatever division you wish for your pocket. I like to do mine in 3 sections because I like to have an area for a pen to go through when I am traveling. It's easy access and much easier than having to dig to the bottom of my bag for a pen. Now what I'm going to do is go to the machine, and I'm going to start at this corner approximately 1/8 inch from this edge. I'm going to back stitch to the top. I'm going to come down to this corner, needle in position, pivot, come across. I'm going to go back up again and then retrace my steps down again, across, back up, down, across, back up, completing here and back stitching. You can put 2 lines side by side here if you wish. You can be right on top of the line. It's totally up to you. Again, this is a personal preference as how you want to do your interior slip pocket. This is how I do mine. So now I'm going to go stitch that. I'm going to come back and we are going to continue. I have now completed the top stitching of my slip pocket to my front wall lining. I have gone down, back stitched at the corners, gone down, across, up, and back down again. I've gone side by side for a little bit more decorative stitch. Now some people will add rivets here, 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 and here to secure this pocket to the lining. I don't. I just go, because I back stitch at the ends, come down, across, up, and back across and down again. I feel that's enough to secure that piece. Now we have completed both the front wall lining and the back wall lining of your interior. We are going to set these 2 pieces aside until our facing and zipper is complete, and that will be our next video, section 7. So until we are requiring these again, we'll put them aside and continue with the facing and the zipper.